bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n wà láyé. tó tí mo gbọ́ látẹnu tí wọ́n gbé ó kó owó fún mi ó ní ẹ ti kó iye báyìí wá ní ibẹ̀ mo ń try láti wá rẹ́kọ́dì náà.
ìgbà tẹ̀ ń wẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín bọ̀ ọjọ́ ti ń lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́.
náà nígbà tí mo kó owó 300 years sílẹ̀ ní ilé tí ó ṣì wà ní tí wọ́n ti plaster tí wọ́n ti kan igi logging tí wọ́n ti ṣe ceiling board kọ̀ǹgàgẹ́ wọ́n ti gbẹ́ síbẹ̀ ká má sọ pé toilet. náà ní time yìí ókè owó 300 years tí mo kó sílẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn jẹ́ 630,000. nígbà tó wá yá lẹ́yìn bíi oṣù kan oṣù méjì tó ká ó yẹ kíṣẹ́ yìí ti kọjá báyìí mo tún lọ bá wọn. wọ́n ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn expectations àwọn ni ò wọlé pé so àwọn ò ní kọ́bọ̀ táwọn lè fi sí orí iṣẹ́ ilé yẹn then wọ́n ti rí irin rírẹ́ wọn parí ẹ̀ toilet wọn fix ceiling wọn kangi login débi kọ́ máa kàn wiring wọn ṣe kí lè wá fẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí wọ́n ní lọ́wọ́wọ́ sí wá ni o ẹni àmà tí ń bá mú wá a tún máa fi ṣírò ilé. so kò síbi tí nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tó sọ yìí pé àdéhùn wa ni pé a san owó ọdún 6 kò síbi tá a ti jọ ládéhùn yẹn àti dádì ẹ̀. àdéhùn wa ni pé lọ wá owó wá tó bá ṣe rí owó sí ká máa ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ nínú ẹ̀ tó bá ṣe gbà.
bàbá ẹran tí ijọ́ gbèǹde àlìkámọ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
ẹran tí ijọ́ tí ó pín kọ́ lọ́hùn o.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
ẹ sì mọ́ torí àwíjàre kí tọ́ tán lẹ́nu.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. now ẹ jọ̀ọ́ inú building tá a wà yìí this is structured for a studio. tó bá yẹ pé èèyàn gbà as rent ni tó sì sọ fún ẹni tó ní pé studio mo fẹ́ máa fi ṣé wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé ó la adjustment tó máa ṣe ń bẹ̀. kí dáàdi ẹ̀ tó kú àwọn ìkíni nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ a líǹkì flat 1 àti flat 2 papọ̀. kí dáàdi ẹ̀ tó kú làdéhùn yẹn dẹ̀ ti wà tá a ti gbé gbèsè lórí ẹ̀ tá a ti kọ́kọ́ líǹkì ẹ̀gbẹ́ kan lórí ìdúró dáàdi ẹ̀ ni. even the same thing ló ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú shops nígbà tó pé we are not using it as shops. kí dáàdi ẹ̀ tó kú lórí ìdúró wọn náà láti fọ́ tá a ti link papọ̀ títí kan exit door tó wà ń bẹ̀ èmi ni mo ní tí mo procure ẹ̀. nígbà tí mo padà wá owó ọdún 2 àtààbọ̀ sí that is 450,000 wọ́n tún padà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀. nígbà tó tún ṣiṣẹ́ yìí iṣẹ́ yìí ò tí ì parí náà but bàbá yìí ti sọ fún mi pé òun ò ní owó kankan nǹkan tí n bá ná lórí ẹ̀ máa fi lo ilé tó ti sọ nígbà náà kó tó wá di pé wọ́n sick ṣé iṣẹ́ tá a ti parí.
ọmọ ìbéèrè kan o ó ní ṣé ìwé àdéhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ tẹ́ tọ́ bọ̀.
ó náà ni mò ń sọ yìí sà à ń ṣe iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú èèyàn ẹ sì wà lórí tú lọ wá sí wá ká tún fi ṣe nǹkan tá a bá fẹ́ ṣe ó wá break down ó ní health issue. ẹ jọ ṣé lórí sick bed wá tí wọ́n ní ẹ wá o bàbá ikú òtọ́jọ́ how old is the man ṣe bí òun tó dúró ìlàkọ̀bí ẹ̀.
on that time kó tó di pé dádì mi sick ẹ ti wà ní tọ́lá ní kẹ̀tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yín.
àwọn ẹbí ẹ náà ní sọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
èèyàn púpọ̀ lè ṣẹlẹ́rìí mi lórí nǹkan tó sọ yẹn
ẹ má tí mo fẹ́ ká ṣe mo fún àtọmọdé lẹ́nu dókítà ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ò lè nítumọ̀ tí ẹni tó ń pàtàn fún ọmọ yìí ò bá yọjú. ẹni tí ń pàtàn tí ń fọ ẹ wo ojú táyé la wà yìí níta fi jẹ́ kí ètò wá sáyé ni wípé tí ò bá wá sáyé irú fétíà yìí yóò rò pé bóyá ikọ̀ ẹ bá mi kọ̀yà gbàbọ̀dè tàbí ẹnìkan fẹ́ fọwọ́ lágbà ọ̀n lójú wá ṣàlàyé tiẹ̀ o ò lè máa ṣe wọ́n ní wọ́n pé lórí ètò ẹ bá mi kọ̀yà tíá tó ń gbọ́ mi o ò lè máa ṣe wọ́n ní wọ́n pé àwọn tó ń pàtàn fún ẹ yẹn wọ́n á dúró àwọn tó ń pa ìtàn fún ẹ wọ́n á dúró torí bó ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ẹbí tẹ́ẹ̀jọ wá ń jẹjọ àwọn rèé àwọn ń tara pòrò mẹ́wọ̀n ó sì níbi tá a bọ́rọ̀ tì sí níjẹjọ comrade ibo la bọ́rọ̀ tì sí níjẹjọ gan
adọ̀rọ̀ apàtì yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ padà sọ́dọ̀ fámìlì.
ibo la yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dé ń jẹjọ sà.
ibi tá a yanjú ẹ̀sìn náà ni wípé kí dókítà àti àwọn kan wọ́n jọ sọ kí wọ́n ní tùbílù kan parí ẹ̀ kí wọ́n dẹ̀ yanjú ẹ̀ tó bá ti yanjú ẹ̀ tó bá yanjú ẹ̀ sí kí wọ́n fún alábọ̀ lórí ẹ̀.
kí la pè ní priority wa ń jẹjọ tẹ ẹ bá rántí pé n tá a fẹ́ gangan ni pé kọ ẹ bá mi kọ̀yà pé n tá a fẹ́ gangan tá a fi ọ̀sẹ̀lẹ̀.
torí fújọ rẹ̀ tó pé torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la rẹ̀ ń ló jẹ àwa lógún pé kí ó farabalẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tó gbèsè fún torí pé ọjọ́ ọ̀la rẹ̀ gangan ló jẹ àwa lógún torí pé bó ṣe wáyé ó sì kéré ọ̀nà rẹ̀ sì jẹ pé tó bá farabalẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ dúró tá a yanjú gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ọjọ́ ọ̀la rẹ̀ yóò lè ní tó dà lókun tá a sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìjẹjọ bó tó wá sí ni pé ọ̀rẹ́ tó wá padà tó rú jáde yẹn ló tó wá jẹ́ pé ó tún wá jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ lójú púpọ̀ jù tẹ́mi dẹ́rù pé kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
ọ̀dà bàbá ń pákó ọ̀ya torí èyí fẹ́ kí dókítà máa sọ̀rọ̀ láìsí pé dókítà náà kó àwọn ẹlẹ́rìí wọn wá kí dókítà kó ẹlẹ́rìí wọn wá ìlọ̀rọ̀ láàfin ní máa gbókùú yípo sàárè kan kí dókítà kó àwọn ẹlẹ́rìí mo ti bẹ bàbá tíìfì máa máa jíṣe bí ìyàwó Central Mosque dákun ẹ bá tàn mọ́lẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí bàbá Togo ẹ bá tàn mọ́lẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí bàbá kílẹ̀ pópọ̀ bàbá. ok wọ́n lẹ́nìkan ní ẹ̀ ṣàlẹ̀ bàbá Bákanjọ́lá wà bí ẹ sọ pé nìkan ní ẹ̀ ṣàlẹ̀ á lọ bá wọn á gbò wọn lẹ̀ tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi bàbá ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ta ló tún fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ láàrin ẹbí ẹni sùúrù ọ̀ya ṣé ayé ń gbọ́ wọn báyìí ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín wọ́n ń gbọ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ òkè dáadáa. bẹ́ẹ̀.
ó ní wípé ọmọ yìí ó kéré sí tàtó fẹ́ máa pa tó tọ́ òun ló ní dúkìá rẹ̀ àti àwọn àbúrò rẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó bá dùn ṣùgbọ́n kì bá farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́ ìdí ọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa lọ́dọ̀ àwọn fámìlì kó tó di pé yóò bọ́ lu ìtàn tó fẹ́ máa pa ọ̀gá bó ṣe wà yìí ọmọ ọdún mélòó nígbà láti ẹ̀kú àdúgbò ẹ̀ ní àti dáàdì ẹ̀jọ̀ gbé inú àjọgbé ibìkan náà ni àtàbúrò dáàdì ẹ̀ ibìkan náà lájọ gbé àdúgbò ẹ̀ náà ni dókítà náà gbé gbogbo bí dókítà ṣe gba lé yẹn kò sí ẹ̀ka tó sẹ̀yìn wá ń gbà yẹn gbogbo sígínẹ̀sì dáàdì ẹ̀ náà gbogbo ẹ̀ náà la mọ̀ dókítà sì ti kó sínú ibi tá a sọ yìí kó tó di wípé dáàdì ẹ̀ ṣaláìsí tó kì bá fi ara balẹ̀ kó jẹ́ kí àwọn fámìlì kí wọ́n yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú dókítà.
ọmọ ẹ̀ ń sọ lábẹ́ aṣọ ni pé kò sí ní tí wọ́n fẹ́ yanjú o. torí tó
ìgbà tí wọ́n yanjú ẹ̀ tán sọ pé Tọ́lánìkẹ́ á sì lo wọ́n ní pé dókítà á sì lo 25 years ní ibẹ̀ yẹn pàdé máa fún mi.
pẹ̀lú owó tí wọ́n ná yẹn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òun yóò fi lo ilé ìtẹ́lẹ̀ ló jẹ́ kí n mú wá sí bíbá yìí.
rárá o kò síbi tí fámìlì kankan tèmi àti wọn ti jọ sọ̀rọ̀ 25 years kò lélẹ̀ o.
fámìlì ọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀ya.
lọ́rọ̀ tó sọ yìí farabalẹ̀ rẹ̀ dáadáa náà ni bàtà ní dókítà tó lè ṣe mo wà lára àwọn tí mọ̀mọ́ lágbóyè sọ pé kájọ lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ dókítà lọ́jọ́ yìí èmi bàbá Kádéjọ àti bàbá Tógò amẹ́yẹ̀ta jọ lọ rí dókítà ni bàtà sì débẹ̀ ta gbogbo ilé yẹn torí ilé yẹn inú ra ló wà inú omi ni ilé yẹn wà nígbà tá a rí ilé yẹn bó ti ṣe rí àwọn bàbá náà sọ pé dókítà àwọn náà ti rí gbogbo owó tẹ ná gbogbo àwọn ìbẹ̀rù tẹ̀ ṣe.
ẹ láwọn bàbá sọ pé.
dókítà àwọn ti rí gbogbo owó tán ná sí àti rí bí bẹ́ẹ̀ ti náwó sílé wọ́n ṣe tún ilé ṣe pé ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tá a kàn fẹ́ ni pé gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ká jẹ́ kó wà lákọọ́lẹ̀ torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la láti fi lè ṣàkáàtì pé kí owó tán bá ná kó fi máa gbé tó ìtajọ sọ tá a fi kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ yẹn nìyẹn.
ṣùgbọ́n báyìí wá ń kọ́.
àwọn tí bá wù mí yọ báyìí.
rí olóòtú ẹ rí i pé ọ̀rọ̀ tí ọmọ yẹn sọ tẹ́ ẹ bá wù dáadáa dókítà sọ wípé kò síbi táwọn ti bá mọ̀lẹ́bí ṣàdéhùn ó ní 25 years ẹ dẹ̀ rí i pé pàtó ọmọ sọ ní ìsìn ó ní tó bá lẹ́rù lọ́rọ̀ pé 25 years wọ́n fi lólé bóyá dókítà wọn àti dókítà wọn àjọ jókòó tó jọ reach agreement ni kò yéèyàn.
ọgbọ́n.
bóyá àwọn afọ́nù wọn jọ jókòó tó fún lábọ̀.
a ti ṣe bí àwọn pé wà táìmì rẹ̀ ìgbà tá a ṣe bí àwọn pé wà tán ní gbódà báwo làwọn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe pé ṣáà máa yọ owó fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ní every year tó ń sọ pé kán máa san 130 fún mi ìgbà tó ní kán máa san 130 wọ́n nínú 130 wọ́n tún máa dá sí méjì fún mi pé àwọn máa gba 120.
ìjọba dá 130 sí méjì ṣé ìlàjì 130 tó ní 120.
ẹ rí ẹjọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ ní aspect yẹn sà. tẹ́ bá rí gbogbo bọ́mọ yìí ṣe ń ṣe gbígbà pé àwọn kan sponsor ẹ̀
ẹni sùúrù ẹja ṣe báyìí.
ọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ mi ṣùgbọ́n igi tọ́lọ̀ ń gbìn ní kò lè wó.
dókítà ẹja ṣe báyìí. bàbá ẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kan níjẹ́ sọ lónìí báwọn wo tó bá dijọ́ mẹ́jọ gbogbo àwọn tó mọ̀ ń pa ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́jọ́ ń ṣèpàdé yẹn ẹ yọjú ká yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wọ́n sàn fọ̀rọ̀. so tí àwọn èèyàn bá wá lè yọjú táwọn èèyàn bá lè no àwọn tí mò ń sọ ẹ̀kọ́ tí kan á bẹ chief imam àti ṣe bí ìyàwó ni o á bẹ bàbá tó gò ni o ṣé ń gbọ́ mi àwọn méjèèjì wọn á bẹ wọn ni o táwọn ọba wa kì í ṣe dandan ṣùgbọ́n á bẹ wọn pé kán jọ kán bá àtàmọ́lẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹni tí ń fún wọn ní àwọn àtàn yẹn ẹni yẹn náà gbọ́dọ̀ yọjú máa gbọ́ tẹ́niyàn ọba ti wá yọjú lẹ́yìn ijọ́ mẹ́jọ òní ikọ̀ ẹ̀ bá mi kọ̀yà yóò gba ikọ̀ kínní àti ikọ̀ kejì ní ìmọ̀ràn pé ilé ẹjọ́ yá. tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi pé ilé ẹjọ́ yá tẹ́ bá wá délé ẹjọ́ báwọn ti ń pàtàn fún wa ṣe ní yọjú yóò ṣojú gbogbo ayé náà.
ṣé ẹ rí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí àwọn bùrà táyé wà níbẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ tí.
ta ni jẹ́ bùrà táyé.
tí wọ́n ní pé wọ́n máa lo.
bùrà táyé dà.
5 years lọ́dẹ̀ wọn máa fi máa.
mo sọ̀rọ̀ kan lábẹ́ aṣọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹ rí pé ń jábọ̀ báyìí pé bùrà táyé mọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí àwọn tí ń pàtàn fọmọ ẹ̀ bùrà táyé wà ń bẹ̀.
rárá pé wọ́n mọ̀ sí nígbà tí wọ́n fi ní máa lo 25 years.
bùrà táyé kò ṣe dákọ̀ bàbá pákó kò ṣe dákọ̀ dádá àdùlá kò ṣe dákọ̀ bàbá pupa ẹ̀gbẹ́ yín gbọ́ bá dijọ́ mẹ́jọ ni.
ẹ jọ sáà nítorí àsìkò ẹ fún mi ní ìṣẹ́jú 2 àbí 3.
torí mo fẹ́ dé Ìbàdàn o.
ó ń sọ wípé ní ìgbà tẹ́mi lo ọdún 6 wọ́n wá bá mi nígbà tí mo wá lo ọdún 6 yẹn kàkà kí n wá bá wọn ní ọ̀rọ̀ ní sísọ ìgbà yẹn mo wá yọ jígà mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fọ́lé mo wá ń jálé mọ́ra wọn lẹ́yìn ọdún 6.
ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má wọrí jọ́mẹ́jọ ẹja pàdé jọ́mẹ́jọ gbogbo àwọn tó ọmọ tọ́rọ̀ kan ẹ wá tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ wọ́n fẹ́ kó o ṣoríire tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ ọjọ́ iwájú rẹ ni wọ́n mójútó gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwa ṣe bẹ àtẹ̀bí àti dókítà níjẹjọ́ pé ọjọ́ iwájú ọmọ yìí ìlọ́kàn wá tó sì jẹ́ pé àwọn yẹn èmi ò rò pé wọ́n fẹ́ mójútó kínní ó dà pé nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ kó má jẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ forí ẹ̀ fagbọn. tẹ́gẹ́ bọ́ mi.
ẹ máa gbọ́ orúkọ hospital mi náà fi sí lẹ́nu pé máa pariwo kiri.
ẹ máa gbọ́ mi kó má jẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ forí ẹ̀ fagbọn ṣùgbọ́n àwa ò ní gbà kẹ́nìkan kó forí ẹ̀ fagbọn torí nínú àwọn tí ó gbógo Nàìjíríà ga lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la lọ jẹ́ tó o bá bàjẹ́ fúnra rẹ̀ tó ń gbọ́ mi tó o bá bàjẹ́ fún ara rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ mẹ́jọ gbogbo àwọn yẹn náà ẹjọ́ máa bọ̀ o bí wọ́n bá ti wá lè yọjú jọ́ mẹ́jọ àwọn gbà ní mọ̀ràn jọ́ mẹ́jọ kódà bí a bá délé ẹjọ́ àwọn àmọ́ bá ń kọ́va rẹ̀ ẹ dákun ẹ bá ń pe àwọn nọ́mbà yẹn ṣé ó ti jáde kásáré gbọ́ tiẹ̀ nìbàdàn àbí ká sọ dọjọ́ mẹ́jọ òní ọ̀dà tó bá dijọ́ mẹ́jọ a máa gbọ́ ti àwọn pásítọ̀ àwọn alágbọ́lá a máa gbọ́njọ́ mẹ́jọ ọfà kíkí lónìí o lẹ́yìn ètò nọ́mbà ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ máa pè á fi sí ìta adúpẹ́ o kábíyèsí olúfọ̀n tìlú fún olùlọ́ba Peter Olúwọlé Akínyòóyè kẹta àwọn sọjọ́ òbí fọlọ́run sọ́tọ̀ mọ́rí sọjọ́ òbí Fẹ́mi Badmus bàbá aláṣọ àwọ̀ ọ̀dẹ́rìnà sọjọ́ òbí níyà àrífàṣẹ sọjọ́ òbí Òjó David sọjọ́ òbí Sir Felix Fanina sọjọ́ òbí Míyọ̀ Adéní sọjọ́ òbí Alhaji Arírèmákọ̀ ní agbègbè capital l'Óṣogbo àwọn náà sọjọ́ òbí bàbá ń lọ gbọ́kọ̀ lẹ́ǹjọ́ ìgbéyàwó mi wọ́n gbọ́kọ̀ lẹ̀ wọ́n tún ra epo sínú ọkọ̀ àríṣẹ́lá àríkà Alhaji àṣèyí sàmọ́dún Olúṣọlá Ajíbóyè àgbàrìpọ̀ àwọn náà sọjọ́ òbí mọ́nátìgbà tí bàbá yẹn jẹ́ director of news and current affairs lOSBC bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sọkún dọ́fíìsì bàbá yìí ẹ̀rín lẹ́rìn bóde àwọn ọ̀gá kan sì wà jẹ́ pé ọkọ̀ wọn gan ti kú kí wọ́n tó rí táyà ọkọ̀ wọn ò nítumọ̀ kì í ṣe bí Tolúṣọlá Ajíbóyè Àgbàrìpọ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ pọ̀ o Fẹ́mi Adéfìlá olóòtú àgbà ètò yìí gbogbo àwọn tájọ ṣètò kan Méjìmọ́ Taofeek kò ṣe ṣe ní ojú ọ̀nà. Àdúpẹ́ pọ̀ o 07038306696 07038306696 ní káàbùkù ẹ̀yin ọmọ ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra yín ìyókù dọjọ́ mẹ́jọ òní.
Arrested, affected, sound, found. What do we see? What do we say? Flowing from a spring. A fact A to Z. Check and confirm. Ever expounding current events. Traveling down from the business gist to the globally arising happenings, to the sports news, to the bittersweet infos. Guided transmission. Even diffusion, vast fact, detailed facts are fled. Within seconds, nuggets of words of you from fire, random bundles of words, broken and dissected as it is, except misheard. This is the news as it is.
Ransom Kuti was an educationist and advocate of women's rights. She was recognized for her vitriolic comments against colonial policy of taxation as it affected the Nigerian women. Bere, as fondly addressed by her women followers, Funmilayo championed the initiation of universal adult suffrage, which gave an unprecedented leeway for women to contest elective offices and power to exercise voting rights. Married to a foremost educationist and teacher, Israel Oladotun Ransom Kuti, the first president of Nigeria Union of Teachers, Funmilayo Ransom Kuti was the mother of children who inherited her spirit of activism. Olufela and Be Ololari, the former, a renowned musical legend. She was the first female student of Abeokuta Grammar School and the first female to own and drive a car in Nigeria. The award recipient of Member of Order of Nigeria MON and Lenin Peace Prize, was born on 25th October 1900 and was killed on 13th April 1978 by rampaging road soldiers in Lagos. Western Spring Television identifies Funmilayo Ransom Kuti as a watershed character in history.
Turn it up! It's the Wild Wild West, and Western Spring Television is pulling out all the stops to make sure that you don't miss out on every of the fun and happenings around you. Yup, we've got you covered because your girls got all the juiciest tidbits and entertainment news from around the world. Cross over to the chocolatey side of entertainment. Join me, Chocolate Cassie, on Eccentric as we take you into every bit of the juiciest news, fashion, music, movie updates, and other trending conversations. Together on this show, get personal with your favorite celebrities via phone call, Zoom, or even live here in the studio. Eccentric will be showing on your TV screen on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
got into an interesting conversation with two of my colleagues in the past week. There, I complained about experiencing what we call the writer's block at that time. Turning to one of them who happens to have authored about 4 books and seeking some level of understanding, the other then opined and that, it is a challenge for critics of all categories. I won't satisfy your curiosity with regards to what we were working on at that time, but I will furnish you with this piece of information. I finished the assignment in record 30 minutes. Writer's block, by the way, is a non-medical condition primarily associated with writing, in which an author is either unable to produce new work or he or she experiences a creative slowdown. Wondering we wouldn't do proper introductions. We are trying to do better than that, and we never disappoint. Hola, mi amigo. I'm excited to welcome you on board another refreshing broadcast of The Bookshelf, beaming live from the Western Spring Television Studios. My name is Damilola Raphael, your teaching and learning advocate. The Bookshelf is the one-stop platform for everyone and everything. Not one of it, it is the one-stop platform for everyone and everything that has a relationship with books. Today's broadcast will focus on, him as a lot of things. It is different things to different people, many things to many people: influencer, content creator, fashion trendsetter, finesser, woman rapper, lip gloss boy. On Instagram, he is digital creator, PhD student, filmmaker, all of us, the series, beauty, fashion, food, equality matters, Annie's book club, Beauty Boy Annie, Makeover with Annie, animated lip gloss boy. If you check out his LinkedIn profile, it reads in part, writer, a public speaker, arts director, etc. His honors and awards, wait for it. Best Student Director, Theatre and Media Arts Department, April 2019. Most Outstanding Scholar, Theatre and Media Arts Department, April 2019. Best Student 2018, Lemon Company Awards, November 2018. Now, this particular award is given to the most outstanding student of the school who has proven himself or herself excellent in character and academics. Moving on, Most Outstanding Director, Nigerian University's Theatre Arts Festival, July 2018. Full stop. I give you this assignment. Get his details on YouTube and X for and by yourself. I've helped you plenty already now. Now, we made a video collage of some of the things you may or may not know Enioluwa Adeoluwa for. But I'll take this very quick breather. When we return on the other side of it, you'll be seeing the collage. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back. It's still The Bookshelf, streaming live from the Western Spring Television Studios. So about that video collage on Enioluwa Adeoluwa, right? Let's start with food.
Oh, don't do that, they talk cake. Don't do that today. Now we be your friend. Don't say no, come do the operation with us. We don't say you're the top cake. Oh, you the top cake. I don't know to Ale. Who the take her? Who the take her? Who the take her? Oh, no money. This one. Give me what you need. Hey, what do you?
Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
When the shop, I want to look for street food. Street food is bigger than money.
All those kinds of things.
Then you that cause this thing. Are you not going to buy Chelsea bread and Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ I'm being?
Èwo lẹ ká yìí? Ẹ ká sọ ma. How many?
Everything you're going to buy now.
Transfer will do for me because I don't have.
Shepty, they don't do.
Oh my goodness. I mean, he's got loads of content with regards to food. Let's move on to some other aspects of his life you may have been acquainted with. I mean, what he lost boy for style.
Pour out the bottle, I wanna level up. When I'm with you, I never get enough. I get is some love it and body no. Talking drums and shake get a combination. I see people on that and body no. Dancing, I guess there is a celebration. My body shaking on. I'm the only one. All I want to do now is dance one more. So I lock up and keep a corolla. I can't tell where the bed is. Come see my picking at the Arubo de Dan. Borombo. Bombolombo. Bombolombo. Bombolombo.
Another aspect in Enioluwa's social media life, you know it, the women in his life. Let's check it out. Now, let me give it to him. He's got something with music cutting across. Spoken word is the next one. Let's check it out.
I was that child. I walked down the streets fast-paced, my ears moving even faster, trying not to hear you and your friends make nasty jokes about me. I was that child. I gave your words power, always feeling like I wasn't enough. I allowed myself to be pushed from side to side because to you, I didn't fit in. I became the center of your jokes. Your words were biting my skin, your tears for me at night. Now I am this man. Allow myself to be loved as unattractive, unaccomplished, unsuccessful, flawed, ugly as I may be. I am this man, talented, beautiful, powerful, strong, brilliant, courageous, bold. I walk down the streets with my head up high, my feet moving in confidence, recognizing that my power remains with me. I was that child. I am this man, and I am enough.
You thought you knew. I mean, listening and watching through that particular one on the spoken word, he did so well with his Foley sounds. If you're not into filmmaking, you should just go read about it. Did you also know he granted an interview? Let's check it out.
Well, school comes easy to me. I do like education, and I do like the idea of reading and, you know, getting degrees. And also, when you're young and you have so much time and space, the best advice for me is to, you know, get it up and get your degrees and get responsible with it as well. Because also influencing is very shaky. You're never sure. At some point, it may not be relevant. You don't know what next year is. And so you're looking at, you know, having sort of like a standby for yourself. So if, in case of anything happens, you know that I have things to fall back on. And I have yes, exactly. I have degrees. I could go back to my 9 to 5 and, you know, work corporate again as well. So yeah, it's also part of that. It's like a tiny little strategy in there. So like 1% of 1%. I started my PhD at age 23. So I finished from university at age 19 with a first class. So if anybody's worried about any other thing and they're looking for where to draw inspiration from, I always say that, well, I have such a range for you to draw inspiration from. Like, and I tell people every time, I'm not sure your father finished from the university at age 19 with a first class. So if you can't learn from your father and you're looking to me, then you should, you know, look at the positive or what you consider positivity and, you know, just emulate it as well. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to live my life to impress any other person. I'm going to live my life for me and advise people to live their lives for themselves as well. And so I say every time that I'm not clay. You're not remodeling me to fit into your own perspective. I'm not going to be perfect for you. And so you select the positive sides of people and then you emulate that. And again, with the society and culture and tradition, culture is made by men, and so, you know, it's constantly changing and changes to the way we see things and the perspective of life. And so I don't think that what exists right now is going to exist, you know, 10 years from now. And so growing up, for example, women couldn't do certain things, for example, and, you know, a woman can't get married to someone else and the person would, you know, take the nationality of a Nigerian, for example. And those things are going to change and they need to change and they have to change. And, you know, for example, men could not do certain things before. I know my father didn't grow up with his father saying, I love you to him, but I grew up with my father saying, oh, I love you dearly, Enya, and I would say I love you too. And, you know, that sort of makes me happy. So every time I end a call, I'm, you know, concerned about something, I can go to my father and talk to him and know that there is peace at home, there is love at home. Right. And again, like I always say, a lot of people, you know, say these things, but a lot of people wish they had homes like that. And so instead of wishing, why don't you change your home and make it better? And so with the next generation that comes after you as well, you know, lives life happily and, you know, you're also not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your family.
With this one.
I have a simpler one. Okay. Maybe just give a prediction for Nigeria and Angola. Do you watch football? That's future current affairs. One. Yes. You don't even watch football too?
No.
Oh, boy.
You see what I don't believe you.
So what do you watch? What do you watch?
Oh, no, I spend my time reading my books.
Right. Final.
Smarty Pants right there. And of course, this Smarty Pants, who finished with a first-class degree in his first degree. And of course, he also got distinction in his master's and currently wrapping up his PhD. Give us tips on how to study.
So difficult to get a job in Nigeria. But let me just say this, that it doesn't even really matter. Like, book smart doesn't determine like life success or like life smartness or like who's going to be successful in life. It's just, it's just school, and then you can do anything you want to do after, because there's so many people who did not go to school and they're extremely successful. Please do not say Mark Zuckerberg because he went to Harvard, and Harvard is not the same thing as going to a state university that I went to. So if you're in Nigeria or lost in school, but seriously, go to school. What I did was to study at least a note per day and just try as much as possible to read something before I go to bed. And so the next time I'm reading it, I already know it and it's easier to remember. And that just helps me to recollect. One thing I basically do is that while I'm reading, I take plain sheets of paper and ensure that I jot as much as possible. So I jot the tips and not necessarily the whole notes. And I try to create questions as much as possible so that I can create flashcards just to ensure that I study with study as much as possible with friends, because when you study with friends who are pushing forward to, because the truth is, when people say, show me your friend and I'll show you why, it's actually true, because your friends are big influence on you, and they're not going to decide exactly who you're going to be, but they have a big influence to who you're going to actually be. So surround yourself with people who can actually push you forward to study as much as possible. So friends really do matter. Another thing that I do really well is that I ensure that I teach people as much as possible, because when you teach other people, there's just this way that you retain it and then you remember. So even if I don't really know it so well, I just try to explain to another person. So when I explain to them, they can learn. I need my brain to calm down. I also sleep in the middle. I sleep pretty well. But I sleep in the evening so that I can wake up in the night, and because in the night it's much more silent and less disturbing, and so I can assimilate better in the night. Another thing I do is to eat. I try as much as possible to eat, even though everybody's like, why is eating bread? But like, yeah, I've actually been surrounded with like friends who cook too, so that's like really good, because normally when I'm doing exams, I'll probably eat. Like, I'll just go and buy food and all of that. Then, as much as possible, try to drop your phone. I'm not even going to lie. It's like one of the hardest things to do. Jesus! I'm always with my phone. I'm like, how many people are following me? How many people are liking my picture? And I'm like trying as much as possible to reduce my screen time, because I think it takes time out of the other things that you should be doing. But yeah, try and drop your phone. I'm like, I'm just going to put my phone here and I'm not going to use it so that I can actually study, because the phone is very distracting.
Let me issue a caveat, dear viewer. I'm not bringing this up about content creation, content creators, focusing on Enioluwa, because I totally agree with everything he has said or everything he has ever said. After all, he already said there is a spectrum to pick from. I'm bringing this up because we're focusing on Enioluwa and we're dedicating this to you, dear viewer. And I believe that you can be inspired by the Gen Z influencer, draw inspiration, and most important, for you to work on your being beyond, working on your having, for you to not follow blindly. At a point in one of the videos, that one about study tips, he talked about how that he doesn't even eat, maybe probably just take bread. But there you are, spending your money like 20 soups and 50 wraps of eba. Don't follow blindly, all right? Work on your being, as I stated, beyond working on your having. Having will come, free course unhindered. I have to wrap it up right now on the bookshelf. I look forward to being here again, dishing out more information and making it more interesting on the bookshelf. My name is Damilola Raphael, your teaching and learning advocate, and I'm saying adios, yes, les bendiga.
Since assuming the mantle of leadership in Osun, the state of the Living Spring, Governor Ademola Adeleke has left no one in doubt about his avowed commitment to the overall development of the state. The footprints of his transformative agenda span through education, transportation, health, staff welfare, social infrastructure, among others. Living Spring Update, a weekly diary on Rev 91.7 FM and Western Spring Television, Channel 190 Star Time TV. Let Governor Adeleke's development agenda for your listening and viewing pleasure. From the bustling market to innovative agricultural initiatives, from the testimonies of civil servants and retirees to the cheers of artisans across the state of the Living Spring, you will discover how Governor Adeleke's administration is driving the economic growth of the state. Stay informed and engaged with Living Spring Update, where we will delve deep into the details of ongoing infrastructural projects, new initiatives in healthcare, education, and other impactful strides being made across the state. Tune in every Wednesday on Western Spring Television at 6 p.m. and every Saturday on Rave 91.7 FM at exactly 2:30 p.m. You can follow us on all our social media platforms at Western Spring Television and at Rave 917 FM as we tell the story of how Governor Adeleke is shaping Osun into the beacon of development and opportunity.
Living Spring Update is a production of the Office of the Spokesperson to the Governor, Governor's Office, Oshogbo.
Healers Olayinka Herbert Macaulay, politician, nationalist, and journalist, was the first Nigerian to qualify as a civil engineer, surveyor, and architect. Born on November 14, 1864, Herbert Macaulay was the founder of Nigeria's National Democratic Party, the first political party in pre-independent Nigeria. Scholars of Nigeria's political history describe Herbert Macaulay as the intellectual bulldog of 19th century Nigerian nationalist movement, in the deference to his qualities as founder and leader of two foremost political parties, Nigeria National Democratic Party (NNDP) and National Council of Nigerian Citizens (NCNC). His matchless versatility in party organization and control kept the British colonialists on their toes in the entire span of his active life. After his death on 7th May 1946, Herbert Macaulay remains a hero of his country, which recognized his anti-colonial struggles. Today, Nigeria's 10 naira coin bears his oval face and trademark moustache. Western Spring Television identifies Herbert Macaulay as a major character in history.
Evelyn Ohiole, King Eve, how are you today?
I'm good, I'm fine, I'm alive.
I really feel like she's not giving the right answer to the question. When one asks you, how are you, and you said, you're saying, I'm alive. It's very annoying, seriously. How are you? I'm fine. I feel I'm fine will be the right answer instead of I'm alive. Not that I asked you if you're dead before.
Go and check all these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, everybody, they are extraordinarily sexually active.
I feel is being unnecessarily hyper when it comes to the issue of sex, because we talk about other topics and he feels so reserved. He really doesn't have anything much to say when it comes to other stuff. But when it's the issue of sex, I believe he's being unnecessarily hyper. That's when I have to pick an issue with him. I mean, it's just being unnecessarily there when we're talking about sex. Just like a child, his mom just got him his favorite chocolate or ice cream, very happy, doing as though if he doesn't have sex for a day, he's going to die.
When it comes to finance, women also support their husbands financially. You need me emotionally. You need me spiritually.
Cassie is an amazing person, but I hate the too much into that gender. I need you spiritually, I need you mentally. I can get these things anywhere with money. If you go by the topic was, who does marriage favors the most? You know how many jobless women they marry every Saturday? They are saying it favors you, favor. Are they vague so?
Growing up, when I was in the world, we've heard of
Who are you now?
Well, MC Too Much said he likes saying when I was in the world. And the last time I checked, well, it looks a bit innocent facially, but deep down, is he actually out of this world? We're all in the world now. As long as you're alive, you're in the world. So MC Too Much, I beg you to talk about that. I don't want to hear that. Next time you talk about I kiss my words.
think I have a problem with you saying ladies are champion, and that's the problem. Always trying to attach so much importance to that gender.
It's giving insecurity, it's giving low self-esteem, it's giving a blatant display of egoism. Because at the end of the day, a man who is secured in his words, a man who is confident of who he is, will not really be disturbed as to whether women are being referred to as champions or not. I mean, at the end of the day, Joseph's a really great guy, but whether he likes it or not, women are champions.
Samuel Ladoke Akintola was a frontal figure in the historical moves that birthed an independent Nigeria from colonial Britain. As a freedom activist, he deployed his wits and technology to prepare ground for constitutional talks that eventually culminated in the country's independence in 1960. The 13th Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land cut his teeth as a politician when he became a foundation member of Action Group, the dominant political party in the Western region, and was elected the party's parliamentary leader of opposition at the Federal House of Representatives. The crisis in the Action Group, which pitched Samuel Ladoke Akintola against his leader, was not only a sore point in his colorful political life, but a reversal of gains which characterized the exemplary leadership of Awolowo Akintola premiership. 23 years after his death, Oyo State University of Technology Ogbomosho was renamed Samuel Ladoke Akintola University of Technology to keep his memory alive. Western Spring Television identifies Samuel Ladoke Akintola as a major character in history.
Here are 5 amazing fun facts I bet you never knew about Christianity.
Number 1, there are over 2.4 billion Christians worldwide.
Amazing fun fact number 2. The Bible is one of the best-selling books all time, with more than 100 million sold every year.
Most Christians believe in heaven and hell.
The Bible is the most translated book in the world, with more than 3,000 languages.
Amazing fun fact number 5. Most Christians throw science out of the window without realizing that most scientists are Christians. Hello, I am Pastor Steve Akinwumi.
And I am Dr. Adeoye Oyewole.
Join us as we highlight and discuss day-to-day issues pertaining to the day-to-day living of every Christian.
Issues in Christendom shows every Sunday on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
Nigeria still has some breathtaking natural areas and national parks. These forests and wild places help maintain healthy ecosystems, clean rivers, rainfall, and even the oxygen we breathe. But if we allow our wildlife to be poached and our forests to be cut illegally, we may lose this forever. So let's do the right thing. Tell your families and friends not to buy illegal bushmeat or illegal timber from our protected forests. It's time to save our wildlife and forests in order to protect our natural heritage. Keep them wild, keep us safe.
Welcome to Strands People, right here on Western Spring Television. Here we talk about issues trending on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X. Who is trending, what is trending, where they are trending, and we get to take reactions. My name is Evelyn Ohiola, welcoming you especially. And of course, Femi Ojo is right here. Welcome on board, Femi.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. And you?
Very well. We're alive.
And that's the most important thing.
Right.
Being alive and staying alive.
I'm telling you, priceless.
Yeah, very. We go on with our first story this morning, as we have learned that patients and their families, staged a protest at the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Oyo State on Monday, raising concerns over prolonged electricity and water shortages. This protest follows a 17-day power disconnection by the Ibadan Electricity Company due to unpaid bills. We'll watch this video. When we come back, we'll take reactions.
People are in pain. People are written in pain. People are dying in the world. No electricity, no light. Kilo day. And they joke on that and management. If you have issues, lay it down on the table. Stop killing people here. You are so indifferent to the plight of the patient, and people are just dying because you can protect your own relation when they come here. You think it's right for you. CFP only. The management have their teeth and lower back. And lower back, let's go lower. Every time increment. Where is the
It's a sad situation at the University College Hospital. You know, it's one thing for you not to be well and you're seeking to get better. Another thing is you are in an environment that is not even conducive enough for you to get well. The power cut has actually affected essential services at the hospital, halting surgeries, diagnostic tests, and other critical medical procedures. Let's take reactions at this time. This one is from Oshunola Omoyajowo. I'm sorry.
Omoyajowo.
I hope I got that correctly. Oshunola Omoyajowo, thank you, says, I remembered how my daughter who did surgery in 2022 in UCH went for follow-up checkup this year when she has a swelling around the surgery place. We were asked to do x-ray. I waited from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. before UCH had light to do x-ray for my baby. They said no power supply. I was so frustrated that day till the last time I went to ask for the x-ray results. They said the x-ray is inconclusive and I couldn't get the results till now. UCH is gone indeed. I think I posted on my timeline here that very day. Blessing _7_7_7 says, they killed my sister. They said they do not have light. She was supposed to give birth. She died with the baby in her just last week. I'm coming for you, UCH. And this one is from Onfolami saying, it's crazy for real. The doctors literally advised us to get a solar-powered fan and light for our person. People are dying every minute as a result of this. Imagine a burned victim in a stuffy ward. These are sad situations for me. I_3. The question is, how do they power their monitors, access patient information, those on support, surgeries, as in how do they function without electricity? Nigeria is gone. For me, I need your your reaction to this. It's a sad situation.
This is getting me my feelings this morning because we are not talking about an amusement park.
Yeah.
We are not even talking about a bank.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a ministry. We are talking about a place of succor, help. People only go to hospitals because they are helpless. This is a place that either they do jingle or advert or they don't. They are the ones providing essential services. Now, let's put it in the right context. UCH, University College Hospital, supposed to be a top-tier AA prime hospital.
There was a time people came here, from the Arab countries.
Yeah.
For,
and that's the Nigeria
treatment.
is gone, Nigeria is done narrative that people are
Yeah.
painting. That what happened? Now, when you see UCH, UBTH in Benin, ABU Teaching Hospital in Zaria, Lassus, the one in Ife, OAUTHC,
Yeah.
these are supposed to be if it's in past sector, we call it Bande,
Yeah.
the top tier,
Yeah.
and this is what is happening to our UCH. Now, what is the Ministry of Health doing about this? Now, there is a management at every hospital. What are they saying? What are they
collect
doing?
monies from this
We have this problem. They themselves, they are complaining that they are in band A and it takes them 80 million naira every month for them to pay, and possibly they can't afford it. The issue is this. We have this system in Nigeria in which even if something is going right or something is going bad, rather, nobody is explaining anything to anybody. You just feel you will find out. I don't owe you any explanation. And when people now get angry and they begin to show their anger and they vandalize, which is bad by the way, or they attack the hospital management, then the security personnel will be called into the situation and people will be arrested. These are the issues. With the Minister of Health say he is not aware of what is happening. The management of that hospital, what are they doing? Now there will be mega rally today in Benin. Every top functionary, the one that will do commercial, the one that will do private jet, the one that will carry every jeeps, every SUV will be in Ondo State because we want to win election. The same thing will happen when PDP or APC is doing their own, and then everybody will go back to, you know why? They don't use these things. It's as easy. If the governor of the state, Seyi Makinde, or any other governor, this is not under the purview of the state. I'm just mentioning the top guys, the minister himself, the president, if actually they will use UBTH, they will use OUTHC, they will use State General Hospital.
Or has their families in
or their family members. Then this thing, you tell me the governor will have his son or his daughter, I'm not wishing him bad, let's know what I'm saying, in that hospital and think there'll be no light. There'll be light. It's because they don't use these things. Power must be paid for. How do you do this? Is it that you have an arrangement with IBDC? IBDC must collect money, so you can't blame them. It's a private entity, and possibly there have been conversations and nothing is really coming up before that thing was done. But it's a shame a 64-year-old country with a top-tier university college hospital will be, and people are grabbing. That's what I'm saying. Before you could see a grown man wail in that manner, that means he is frustrated. They are paying. Nobody will tell anybody.
I mean, you know, the stress alone that you have someone in UCH is enough to frustrate you. The stress of you going from one point to go and
from
pay,
that gate to
go and
the
make
building.
payments, to go to one, sector
And
or
it's
the
the
other
case with
within
many
the
teaching hospitals. Very complex situation.
You get payment, you get to pay, and still the person you brought in there, your family member who needs treatment is not getting adequate treatment.
Somebody asked that question. How are they sourcing? How are they getting
You
the
see
patient's
people that
information?
died. Someone that talked about the
records?
fact that he lost a sister. The sister died because she wanted to go give birth at UCH.
With the baby.
With
the
the
fetus.
baby. A mother
Somebody
that wants
went
to have
for an X-ray
for her
it
daughter.
ended up inconclusive. Wasted money, wasted time, and the baby. You have to go to somewhere else to go and do that for
I think the Minister of Health, Professor Ali Pate, should be on this matter. The other day we read.
And this is not the first time. It has been disconnected before.
Yeah, we read of a report where the minister said, okay, there will be free operations, cesarean sections for vulnerable mothers.
And then you want to put it on usage.
Now, how do these people get the free cesarean section when there is no light?
And
it's
you
like you
expect those
giving one thing and
doctors
taking
to
it by the
stay
other in the
Nigeria.
country.
And Australia, far Australia will not call on them and they will go. The president was quoted recently to say the young people should consider this country and they should use touchlight, put it in their mouth and be doing surgery.
It's a sad situation. We are going to be on this matter, and we hope that the government can do the
We'll see
needful.
before 12 p.m. or 4 p.m. today, you see all kind of PJs. I'm talking about private jets in Akure, because that's what we care for.
All right, we move on to the next story this morning. Former governor of Osun State, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, and the former Minister of Interior is speaking. He was the former Minister of Interior, by the way, saying that Nigerians can revolt if economic hardship worsens. He said that he warned President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of